Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogi Monster here, along with Stevie B.
Hello.
Welcome to Why the Fascination, or WTF, as we come to call it. I'd like to call it. How's everybody doing? Hope you're all well.
Good to see everybody.
Indeed. Lulu Bell, how are you? Brian and Chewy, what's up? Danny Staten, how are you?
Guy, you guys in Louisiana are getting hit hard with rain.
Yeah, be safe out there.
Yes.
Sharon.
Please. I thought about
Sharon.
you guys today.
Mr. Lee, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Judy Wheeler, how are you, Judy? Grasshopper?
Oh, she even says, I can't handle any more of this rain. No, I'm scrolling back. Sorry.
No, scroll away. I'm scrolling back too. I just didn't get that far. I'm looking at names. I haven't even gotten to comments yet.
Lee. How you doing, Lee?
Jim's camera. What's going on, Jim?
Lulu Bell.
Jim was the first one in the door today.
Greetings, Danny.
Sharon, how are you?
Yes. Hi.
Laser. Good to see you guys. I'm glad you're here.
Right.
What else we got going on?
G'day, Jim. See, I made it all the way back.
I was going to bust his balls earlier and say, howdy, just Jim. Because that was when the first time we were like, he's like, just Jim.
Just Jim.
So the next time I went in the chat, I was like, just Jim.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's good to see everybody.
Yeah, I've been hearing about that rain, Sharon.
Yeah, I've been watching radar.
The flooding and
Baton Rouge, past 24 hours, 4.94 inches of rain.
Oh, it's up there now. It is.
Hibidoo, 6.62.
The weather.
Mandeville, 7.15 inches of rain.
That's insane.
Sherry, if that's, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. If that's ironic, I just looked up and I have the Weather Channel on. I'm a little weather nerd.
Yes. Yes, and I pay attention to the weather local more because of my job.
This is just Fox weather, and it's more. It doesn't centralize, like it's not just Florida weather.
No, it's all over the country.
So I like to see what's going on.
Weather patterns and all that.
And it's just ironic that was up there at that time.
I know. That's why I was like, yeah, it is. Michael Haywood. Hey.
That was just weird. Mr. Haywood, what's happening? The Wizard of Graz. Ignore what's behind the curtain.
Right.
Danny says it's been raining 5 days straight here. I'm glad I live on top of the hills. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be on the bottom.
No. Brian and Chewy. How you doing, Brian?
So yeah, guys, if you're just watching and you're not in chat, what we do is we put the link in chat because everybody in chat knows what the hell is going on. We put the link in chat and anybody can come on and hang out. Just click on the link, follow the directions. It's pretty simple. If you don't want to be on screen when you come on, you can hit bottom of the screen. It says stop camera. Just hit stop camera. Don't have to be on the camera.
No.
Also, turn off when you come on. If you come on. No, fuck it. When you come on.
Yes. When. We encourage it.
Indeed, we do. Just turn off YouTube. Like close that window out or whatever and just stay on StreamYard. So we don't get any back. It's an echo. It's feedback. It's nasty.
Hey, Blazer. Blazer said, seatbelt on my truck broke today.
Oh.
Couldn't figure out why. Then it clicked.
There you go. I was in the park. I saw this frisbee coming at me. It got bigger. Oh, and then it hit me. Or I didn't know what it was. Whatever.
Yeah.
So long.
Then it hit me.
Then it hit me. OCST, what's happening? LIB, what's going on, Mike? Let the monsters in, says Ryan. What's going on, Ryan?
Right. Mhm.
Good to see you, man. How's Arizona? Kind of miss it a little. Very little.
What did you do, Mike? LIB says Mose was on a boat in 83-degree weather today. Needless to say, we're not speaking right now.
And got some sun too.
He did. Tomorrow's.
Hey, I was working. That's what I do.
It's supposed to be even warmer tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's
like 85
horrible.
or something tomorrow.
Yeah.
I haven't checked the daily. I know.
See, to me, it's gross. It shouldn't be that warm. Not yet.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
But
And I'm not ready for it.
it's amazing that on a Thursday that lake was busy as hell today.
Oh God, yeah. Everybody got wind of the good weather, and
Yeah, well, they came out in droves.
you're
was like a- it
going
was
to
like
be
a-
busy the next couple days.
It was like a weekend.
Yeah.
And then they have this fishing tournament coming up this weekend. I don't know if it's tomorrow and Friday. It's a 2-day tournament. It could be Saturday, Sunday. I'm not sure.
I hope it is, because I'd like to see it Sunday.
Tomorrow and Saturday, I mean. And it's all kayaks. And these guys have like 10 grand invested in some of these kayaks.
Oh, I'd love to
At
see
least. Maya, stop whining. But yeah, there's like 150, 160 something contestants or participants, registered fishermen, whatever. So I'm looking forward to seeing those all over the place.
it. I hope it's Saturday and Sunday, because I want to see it. I got to work Saturday, so I won't.
I'm not sure.
Still crazy, Chris. Hey,
How are you, Chris?
good to see you.
Yeah, I was wondering why, because I kept seeing them all over the place. These decked out kayaks. These are fishing kayaks that like
I wonder if that's what
some have the pedals
what
and
that
the
guy was in.
engine. Like no one's paddling.
I wonder if it was.
Yes,
If that's what that guy
because
was in yesterday.
Yeah,
We were-
they're all they're practicing for this tournament.
Yeah.
And I guess today was the last day, but I've been seeing them all over the place. So finally today, when I was leaving work, I stopped. I was like, the guy had it on his trailer. I was like, dude, what's one of those cost? He goes, well, this setup like this, 10. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
like holy
They're
shit.
cool as shit, though. I would. Love
I'm
to
good
have
with my
one.
one more kayak.
Right. But
Fucking
they
A.
are pretty badass and decked out. Every
Yeah. It's,
comfort, and it's cool. I mean, you have foot pedals, and then there's trolley motors in between your legs, and it's just very cool. They look fun. I'd love to fish on one.
Ryan, don't look at me in that tone of voice. Since Mogs gets 85-degree weather and I'm stuck with 47, I'm going to scowl in his general direction. I don't control it. I just enjoy it.
Right.
No, it is. We talked about this Tuesday too. Same thing. It's just it fluctuates too much.
It does. There's no consistency. 50 degrees just a few days ago was the high, and now we're up to the 80s. Doesn't make sense.
First again. I know I'm amazing.
Somebody lied to
I
you. How you doing, Mike?
What's going on, WTF, Mike? Sandra Piper. Piper, how are you?
Miss Sandra, good to see you. LIB, I caught 2 fish that came with chips. Me and you both. You caught shit. I haven't really fished. Not the last few days.
Was it yesterday I fished, or was that Tuesday?
Yesterday we were sitting out back.
No, when I caught the fish.
Yesterday you caught 4 crappie and a bass.
Yeah.
That was yesterday. I got off a little bit
I don't
early
remember
yesterday
days.
from work.
I lose track of
Well, I
time.
only remember because I took off work early and a little bit earlier.
Wasn't
and
feeling good.
wasn't feeling good. Instead of coming home and crashing out, we sat out back and enjoyed the weather for a bit. And he's just steady catching them while I was sitting there reading a magazine. actually.
So this morning, that was last night. When was it? It was today. I think it was when I got up.
Yeah, when you got up.
Because I went to work at a little after 8. I was standing in the kitchen filleting fish.
Heck yeah. Well,
So
after you caught the
half a dozen
second or
crappie.
third one, I said, when's dinner?
I should have kept the bass because they're good eating too. But I don't know. I have this thing about bass. I like catching them.
It's more of a sport.
And they're good. I taste, but I'd rather throw it back and let somebody else catch it, or me catch it again,
I've caught
a
few.
It's
everyone that I've caught, I've never even once considered keeping it.
I mean,
not the
crappies
bass.
are fun to catch, but I'd rather eat it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Helena, how are you? Good to see you as well.
Helena, good to see you. It does here too.
Yeah, it does here too, but it's spelled Crappie.
Yeah.
And they also call them specks. SPECS.
Slabs.
Slabs. You can get slab brim too, like
yeah.
What's in Louisiana? They are. I forget.
Oh, I forget too.
What the French? It's the French.
Help us out, Sharon. Sharon guy. Sakalai.
Yeah.
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 You started to say it and then it clicked.
Yeah, I'm like sack. It was coming to
me. Yeah, that's it.
Sakalai.
Depending on the accent, huh?
Jay Fritz, how are you?
Jay said it. That's how it's spelled. I don't think I've ever seen it spelled.
I grew up allergic to fish. I went fishing every day, catching it for everyone else. Why not? It's a perfect reason to go. You're helping someone else.
That he's allergic to fish. That's
no,
horrible.
That sucks.
That's horrible.
Yeah. And it's all fish, even like shellfish, and it's all fish. Because some people have specific,
Yeah.
Can't eat shrimp.
Like after I had my second oldest daughter, I couldn't eat shellfish for nothing. Loved blue crabs, shrimp, everything. Couldn't stomach it for the longest time. But I could eat regular fish, any other kind of seafood.
Mike says, we saw 75 swans in one area of the river today. Not sure why they were all there in one spot. I got a question. Who counted them?
Right.
No, that's weird. What is that called? A flock? It's a gaggle of geese. What is it? Shit ton of swans?
Yeah, pretty much.
A murder of crows and unkindness of ravens. And swans can get nasty. So can any bird like that. I've seen geese get bitchy too. But swans, they'll chase you and like hunt you down. I know. I was kidding, dude. He said it's a guesstimate. I have a good question. Probably.
A herd, a bevy, a flock of swans. Or a bank. I looked it up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A bank, a herd, a bevy.
Bank is cool. I like that one. It's different.
Yeah, it is. It's also called a gaggle.
Really?
I scrolled.
Gotta love Google.
Right. No, I was curious once you.
I'm sure
mentioned it, I
they
was
taste
huh.
like any other, like goose or duck or, it's a waterfowl. Their meat's going to be greasy as hell.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm sure there's.
Elena said if you kill a swan in England, you'd get arrested.
Oh, I'm sure you get arrested here too, but Well, he says it's illegal to kill them. No, probably not.
No, I think they're protected.
Swans are the king's bird. If you eat a swan, you go to prison.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it is, Michael. Swan's a big bird.
Yeah, they are.
Big bird.
Big bird.
Chase me. No, that was Uncle Buck with the bear. John Candy comes in the door. He's like, big, all out of breath and shit. Fucking door. The bear pushes in the door on top of him. Jamie, what's up? I have a tattoo on my privates that says Swan. When I get aroused, it says Saskatchewan. They say they read the fine print. They kill me. Too funny, dude. I once saw a cross between an elephant and a rhino. Someone asked what it was. I told them an elephino.
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 I didn't get that until you said it. It didn't. I saw pheno, not phino, and then I realized it was a rhino, so I had to. Woo!
I swear.
I'm sorry. Did I cross a line or something?
Have you posted the link?
No, not yet. Mr. Lee, please. What kind of question is that?
I don't know if I want to know.
He asked if I was high. Link is in chat. Anybody wants to come on, you can click on that link. Come hang out. Get out of this crazy conversation.
Right.
Please. LIB says Mogs loves comments. Don't be shy after the show.
Right.
No, they get there, just not like you'll get one by morning. You have like 4.
They make it now where you can actually leave comments during the show. All you do is scroll one way or the other. It goes from comments to live chat.
Didn't know it.
Yeah. Yep. I think on my phone I have to back out to go to the comments, but then you swipe it and it takes you right back to chat.
Ryan asked, here's a serious question since we have some researchers in the chat. Do you think there's a difference between Bigfoot and Sasquatch? I saw an interesting debate earlier. What's in a name, dude? I mean, if anybody wants to comment to this, please do, in chat. But to me, it's just a name. It's like...
I think it's regional.
A rose by any other name would still not smell as sweet or whatever that Romeo and Juliet bullshit was.
Right.
But it's the same thing. What's in a name? I think it's they always say, oh, Bigfoot's the American and Sasquatch is the Canadian. But
right.
I don't know that that's
well,
true.
Then there's skunk ape and
it's the
grassman.
Grassman. Yeah, we just talked about this.
I think it's regional. It's just the name.
It's the same
creature, being.
There might be different versions
whatever
of
you
it.
want to call it.
Yeah.
As
you guys say different subspecies of whatever.
It's in reference
types,
to the same cryptid. It's just a name.
CRJ Designs, how are you? Welcome. That's the way I see it, anyway.
Yeah, I agree. Hey,
But I
Howard.
am curious what the what the debate or whatever what you witnessed or watched earlier, what they had to their view on it. I'm sure someone had that side. I hope. Interesting. The more north you go, the more pure-blooded. It's a theory.
But
Sure.
if that's the case, then what is diluting?
I don't know, because
You know what I mean?
In something like that, it wouldn't dilute. You know, if you're
Evolve, or that's the question. That's my question. I mean,
I don't know.
yeah.
So like, what's I don't know. I mean, we're as south as you can go with the skunk apes, and should they be wearing helmets or something?
They smelly motherfuckers. Sorry. Kaiju Ninja has a point. Thinks he sounds more scientific or official.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Bigfoot.
Wow, that's a big
Most.
foot.
I think most
And
people.
it's stuck. So I mean,
it's natural for most people to think Bigfoot, Harry and the Hendersons, or something.
But it's a Bigfoot reference, and it goes to that. But when I was a kid, Bigfoot was a monster truck.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Bigfoot existed, but it was one, and it was in over there, on the other side of the country.
And Sasquatch sounds more, official, scientific, if you want to call it, or opposed to a Bigfoot. I like I said, I think it's all in the name, really.
Yeah,
to me, my opinion.
Bigfoot King, what's up, dude?
Hey.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Definitely.
We had a good time. I'm glad you came and hung out. And anybody else that wants to hang out,
there's the link.
Yes. Who is this?
It's an American flag and a UK flag.
Great Britain. It's a US. GB.
Like, it doesn't. So it doesn't. It doesn't show it. It just says the.
Yeah, it just says USGB. Let me see if I can change that.
Oh shit, that's weird.
Oh, let's see. It might be my setting. No.
Anyway, we just figured we'd pop in for a minute. So yeah.
Hi everyone.
Hey,
Elena, how are you?
Gosh, I got stuck trying
Not
to say
too bad, thanks. How are you guys?
Good.
Good.
Can't complain.
Kind of.
Well, she's a little under the weather, and I'm just waiting for the bug to get in the air and hit me.
I'm trying to knock it out. It's trying to get me, but I refuse.
WTF Mike says we see the flags on the YouTube side, so I can't see it on StreamYard side.
Oh,
okay.
Do you see it on?
No, I don't. Not at all. Right now, there's nothing up there for none of us.
Oh, wait a minute.
You're not gonna last something like that.
I don't think your phone's got to catch up.
Oh yeah,
So
where are you guys at? Out on the island?
Yeah, we went to Montauk for a little bit and met up with Brian and his wife. So that was cool.
It was awesome.
Yeah, he's like such a historian is an understatement. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, because a historian's like a book smart, so he's so boots on the ground and like looks for everything and basically they refer to him for. I hate gassing him up like this, but it's there's no other way to go about it. he's literally like the most, like, he's the, as far as living people go, he has the most, like, knowledge, and the most, like, he's the go-to guy. You know what I mean? He's very humble about it, but
Yeah,
so
Pertaining
he's worked
he really is.
pertaining to everything on Camp Hero and the Montauk Project, and that, you know what I mean? Everything.
Okay.
From a historian side, you know what I mean?
Okay.
From, like, from facts, and from having
That's cool.
years and years and footage, and years of, like, data and paperwork, and the deeds that say, like, that the people who own stuff don't own what's underneath because the government owns it, like, shit like that, like, just crazy stuff.
He's got the receipts.
Yeah, but he's gonna make it into, like, a textbook form, almost, like, so that, like, you can, and not just like a read through book and it's done. Like, he's gonna make it something where, like, you could keep going back to it and, like, checking it out, and, like, if there's something you want to, like, resource, like, or what, you know what I mean? You can
Okay.
go back to that book and it will have everything in it. So it's I'm really excited for it.
Very cool.
He's put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it. So, but yeah.
Well, Gary
Yeah.
Johnson, how are you? No, it's good to see somebody, have that passion and do something.
Well, originally I was, like, up his ass. I'm like, yo, you gotta make a channel. You gotta get this shit out there. Like, it's so amazing. Like, I'm not easily impressed. And every time I'm around you, you blow me, like,
Literally.
like you take me to another, like, you blow my mind every single time we speak. And I make him reverse. I'm like, all right, I'm like, run it back, say that again, because I don't want to miss what you said. And then the YouTube channel, not that it's not successful. It didn't do what I thought it was gonna do. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, dude, you're made for so much better than this. You really are. And every TV channel always takes him in. Every newspaper takes him in and sources him. And I'm like, source yourself. You know what I mean? I'm like, do it your way.
Sure.
For once, like, just do it your way and really get it out there all at once the way you want it. The way you want to do it. So he's doing it finally, and I'm really excited. Like, I'm actually really excited.
That one has said, Montauk Strange is a great humble person.
Yeah.
Amazing to meet him and his lovely wife.
Yeah, definitely. They're so great. And every time he was talking, I was just hanging on to everything he was saying.
That's
He's
great.
amazing. Him and Mike, just the way they bounce off each other is it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
And his wife, she was awesome. It was nice walking around and talking to her.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I mean, we bust our balls to do what we love. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
Yeah.
We do.
Like, he was like, oh, remember that time I broke down and you, like, went so far out of your way to, like, get me the fluid, and but then, like, it only got me this far, and then we got stuck for so long, and then you did this, and you picked me up at the train so we could get. I'm like, I'm like, kinda. I'm like, we just did what the hell we had to do to make it happen. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like,
Right.
yeah. I'm
And
like,
that was today, wasn't it?
yeah. He said
Second
that
time,
today.
second time we met him was today.
Yeah.
Get it done.
So,
and
yeah, get it done.
Do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a mission. We got some shit, we want to do. So this past time he ran some tests. He found some underground bunkers. I don't want to give away too much, but he's really smart about it. He ties a heavy rock, he ropes it around. He puts, like, glow sticks on it, and then he drops it down, and, like, if it goes down far, you see another glow stick, and then, you know what I mean? And it tells you how deep down it is, and
It's fantastic.
if it's an accessible tunnel, and, like, he's just the way his brain thinks.
Yeah.
And then, like, he's like, yeah, I hooked up with this guy who's a locksmith who could get in here, but he wants to know if it's really active. So, like, if it would be active, there would probably be a Wi-Fi signal in there because they would have data link up. So go with your phone and see if a Wi-Fi pops up and let me know. And if it doesn't, then we'll just bust in. And I'm like, all right, like, this is like, there's so much shit. There's all these moving parts, you know what I mean? That we, I don't know, but it's
like it, babe.
it's exciting. It's fucking exciting.
You're like that as well, now.
Yeah. But that's a whole different aspect for me, like, you know? Because when I go out there, I don't know shit about shit. Yeah, I love taking the back seat. Most time when people come out with me, they want me to like show them something. When I go out with him, it's like I get to take a back seat, you know?
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
So it's exciting. You know?
You're the observer.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah.
that's cool.
No, it's good to meet people like that, intelligent.
Mhm.
You know, that make you
Yeah.
that make
Well,
you,
but-
make you smarter for hanging out with.
Yeah.
them.
well, we were joking. We were joking because he used to do like computer website design, and you know, he had a different account name back in the day, like Brain Design or something like that. And he found my channel, and he found it when I was in Montauk. I was out in Montauk, and it was when Stranger Things was popular, and I was like up on this weird battery, and I'm like, and he was like, "Oh, I know that place. Like, who is this guy?" And he was like, "Bigfoot on Long Island." Well, that makes sense because of Junior, and you know, being at Camp Hero, and that's the way the whole project ended. And anyway, so he leaves me this detailed comment to the point where my thought process was like, who the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? I was like, just jaw dropped reading the comment. Like, I'm like, okay, like, who the fuck are you? I need, like,
I need to know you.
Yeah, like, I need more of this. Whatever you just said to me, I want to know some more.
Yeah, but he is like that, though. It's true.
Yeah, but he's so, like, but Moog said he's so humble that, like,
He
you
is.
know, people are beating down his door to do, like, you know, tours, you know, paid tours and shit. And he's like, well, you know, like, I'm just going. He's like me, like, well, I'm just going out there anyway. So if you want to meet up, you know,
Yeah.
Save your money.
Yeah.
yeah, like, I didn't pay for the woods. Like, if you want to come out here, come out here. Yeah.
Kaiju says, does he think Sasquatch are subterranean? I gotta change this back.
You know, I don't really. I'd love to have all the answers. You know, I think some are interdimensional. I think some are subterranean. I think, you know, there's definitely those underground bases and shit that they're not ours. You know, I think we find them later. That's my opinion. I think, like, for instance, Camp Hero, all that underground stuff, I think we stumbled on it later and then tried to figure out what something else did, whether it was the Anunnaki or, you know, some kind of more advanced, you know, species.
Long gone
Yeah.
civilization.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then, like, we came along and tried to, you know, replicate it. And what better way than to, you know, experiment on kids and animals and, you know, shit that. And the whole story behind it was that these children were, like, being stolen from, like, women who were in, like, women. Yeah. So the way they made it sound like they were stealing kids off the street, like in Stranger Things, the show. But the intel I got was, like, the women that were in, like, the psychiatric centers in Pilgrim State and Kings Park, if they were pregnant, going in pregnant, or they got pregnant when they were in there, they were stealing the kids from them. And they were, you know, every time they would try to defend themselves, they would just shut them the hell up with drugs and,
Sure.
you know, just be like, you're crazy, you don't know what you're talking about, the baby died at birth, blah, blah, blah. But they would raise it and they would experiment on it.
Wow.
Which, actually, they do come about later in that show. I hate to refer to the show, but there is a lot of accuracy. Outside of location, there's a lot of accuracy.
I've heard other angles too of the children that have come across the border. You know,
Yeah.
that angle. I
Yeah.
as part of that too of, like,
Children
that whole
that
story.
came over without parents or
taken to be brought over.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. I don't want to.
I don't even want to think about that.
I don't want
here.
to talk about it.
I know it really is
Compared
really
to
hard
Bigfoot.
to, like.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying. I'm hearing it too. I've heard quite a bit of it actually. It's
Yeah, because so many things, like so many people come to me and like, I want to just write them off sometimes and be like, yeah, like kind of like bury it, because it's harsh. Some of the shit is harsh, but when people come to me with these receipts and such detailed fact on it, and yeah, and they're like, hey, look, this came from my buddy who was here, and like, look, I have this signed document from this guy up here, and I'm like, motherfucker, like, it just becomes,
Sorry. I'm sorry.
It becomes a reality that I don't really.
It's where it comes from, where the information comes from. You can't help but pay attention,
Yeah.
The parts that from what I've heard and what I'm hearing lately, yeah, I get that.
They say truth is stranger than fiction.
Well, that reel-to-reel that I found, I don't know if you guys saw that, but I found this reel-to-reel, which should have never been found.
That was amazing.
But it was torn up. This whole area was torn up, and I run across this reel-to-reel, and it's from the 80s. It's small, and it looks like, something you would put on a reel-to-reel, right? Like, and it's pretty trashed, and it took us about 1.5 years, but Brian found somebody finally in Brooklyn, these students who needed time, basically, towards their class, so they were carefully doing stuff with it, and they pulled off this torture music. But it seems like there's more on there, so we're trying to figure out.
It was a tape, a reel.
Yeah,
tape?
reel to reel. Yeah, like yeah, almost like how they have in the movie theaters, those big.
I know what it is.
Yeah, projector.
Yeah, so
no, it's audio. It's
so basically now.
Gotcha. I got you.
He told me today. Now it's getting sent out to a secondary person. Wow. And it's going to cost a pretty penny, but it's worth it to see if it's salvageable. And if there is video on it, it's worth it. It's worth it. So, we'll figure it out together. We've been doing it like this for over 3 years running, just kind of winging it, seeing what happens, and just hoping that we can, make a difference, And
sure.
Shit, but to find any artifact out there after all these years is just mind-blowing in itself. So forget about it. Even if you didn't get nothing off of it, just to have a story and date the fact that you have something from the project, in the early 80s is mind-blowing,
Definitely, especially from that.
When I handed it to them, they were like, "Are you sure? Are you?" I'm like, "This is your baby, bro." I'm like, "This is your baby, not my baby. Like, this is it. You're gonna be happier with this than I am." So. But anyway, I took up enough space here.
Hey, Jim, we didn't plan that.
I was just typing that.
We didn't plan that. Sorry.
No, we did not.
The other night, I was wearing a Marvel shirt, and she was getting ready, and she didn't want to sit there in a tank top.
No. It was the shirt that I had on was "You're Killing Me Small."
Oh yeah, that's right.
With the Sandlot on it, and from the camera, all you saw was killing me. And that was it. I was like, that doesn't seem right. So last minute, no shit. It was like I was running back at the countdown. I ran in, grabbed the T-shirt, the first one that I found, and I put it on. I come in, and it was the exact same.
But I didn't notice it until a little while later. I'm like,
it was the exact same.
I looked up. I was like, "Are you fucking with me right now?"
It was like half the show almost, and I was like, "Wait, what?" Oh, it was funny.
Sorry, I didn't mean to change the subject.
Not playing. But it was too funny though. You can go back and look at my
Jane,
reaction.
how are you?
I'm like, what? I had to look down.
It's like, great, we're twinsies.
Yes. Too funny.
I think you could tell I got a hold of her phone.
Yeah, that was funny.
I can't believe it's do my
Are you fucking with me right now?
Wait, you
You did say that. I'm like, what?
I was like, wait a minute.
I had no idea. None. I was on my phone looking at chat when he said it. I'm like, wait, what?
Goodness. I don't know why I even said it. I was just like, wait a minute.
what are you gonna do?
I just grabbed the first one off the dresser.
Yeah, I smell something too. It kind of smells like a Cheech and Chong movie here.
Mm,
This isn't smell-o-vision.
No.
Catherine, how are you? Welcome.
cheers.
Chris says we are both wearing black and white. That wasn't planned either. Matter of fact, all I did was throw on a flannel.
Oh, I know. I'm a hot mess too. That's why I'm just kind of like. That's why we're kind of late.
yeah.
Jane was in chat earlier saying, "Show yourselves. Show yourselves." She wanted it all on camera.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna come on at all. I literally texted Stevie before. I said like I'll probably be in the beginning, but like I'm not gonna stay. I'm tired. I got a long night. I'm on with Vic Cundiff tomorrow night. He had like short notice, so we're gonna do some. It's gonna be a little different. Like Friday nights, he's been having on people who he's had on in the past, right?
He does it live?
Who have told their encounters. Yeah, so he's been doing live streams with them and having people ask them questions about
Oh, right on.
you know, their encounter, and it's really like next level. It's great. I really am like so happy he went that route.
Yeah, because you get to revisit the encounter and
Yeah.
get questions.
He's still not
that's
showing
awesome.
himself, is he?
No. But so no,
see
he
what he
won't.
looks
No. So
I know.
but he's doing with us tomorrow. He's doing something different. So it's gonna be Dogman researchers like talking about like what they do and how they do it. Now I don't know if I fit the bill for that. I guess I have experience out there and like what I would do and what wouldn't do. So I'll kind of lead to that. But there's gonna be another guy as well, not just me. So I'm thinking he probably has more to give than me. You know, I don't know. He sees something in me. Maybe I have more than I think I do. I don't know, but I'll just, you know, field the questions and see as they come in. If I can answer it, I can answer it. If I can't, I can't. You know, it is what it is. You know, something more you could do.
Very cool.
And when is that tomorrow? What time?
9 Eastern. I don't know how long it goes for. I'm pretty sure I've seen him go till about 11. So.
Okay.
But it's hard to say. I don't want to say one way or another, but I know it at least goes an hour, but it might go 2. So we'll see. I put a premiere for 11, just not even knowing that yet, so it works out well. But we'll see.
I know.
That's cool.
And what channel is it?
Dogman Encounter Radio.
Mm-hmm.
That's his main channel. Like that's his one that's been there forever. And then he has Paranormal Experience, which could be anything. Could be ghosts, shadow people. Me and Susie did Thunderbirds.
Mm-hmm.
I think I also did the rake thing there. I did a rake there. And then he also has my Bigfoot sighting. Which is totally, a whole totally different avenue. So that being said, he helps people with Dogman. He helps people with Dogman, but he doesn't help people with the other stuff because he doesn't know how to do it. So I respect that. I respect that he doesn't overreach and over try to be more.
Say that he leans more towards Dogman because that's what that's where his interest is. And I've heard him say that.
Yeah,
but he does have the interest in all areas, from what it seems.
Yeah, I think he definitely does. I just also think he doesn't really have. I think he has so much under his belt at this point about Dogman itself that he has his I've never seen him push it on people. I've never seen him say, hey, this is what I think and this is what you should think. But I've also seen him, you know, some people go a one route, or some people ask certain things and he'll steer away from it. Like religion. He'll steer away from religion, which is respectable. You know, that's respectable, you know, and you know, again, I don't want to speak for the guy, but he's definitely got my respect. He's got my respect for sure, and he got my respect in a hurry. That's for sure. So he helped me. Where a lot of people, I don't want to say people failed, because people put in their time. People put in what they could. And I respect them for that, and I will never forget them for that, because their time is valuable. But it wasn't that helpful. No, just sitting down with Vic and hashing things out, and it made me look at things from a different angle, and that's what I needed to do. Like my healing lied right here, not from doing shit, not from doing things and repeating the next guy and doing the next thing. It lied right here. It was within me. So I had to find my way to move on. And it just so happened to happen with him. And that, you know, that's just the way it is.
As long as it happened, you know?
Yeah, that's it. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not.
Nobody is.
No. You know, but I keep putting my shit in there. I keep putting myself in the way. So I guess I'm just kind of stupid. But what are you going to do?
We all do. We're all our worst enemies.
Right.
Yeah. A little dangerous.
But you realize it too, so you're aware of it, so you know, a lot of people don't realize it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what makes you pray. You know what I mean? Is you become prey when you don't know what the hell's going on. You know, and we were just talking about this earlier. When it comes to the Dogman itself, like, I don't know a lot about them, but I know this. I know they're not stupid, and they're super predators. And so I showed her first thing I showed her was a video of a killer whale. Killer whale's killing everything. It's learned to kill everything. It's learned to kill everything under the sun, different ways, different techniques. And then I showed this video of New Zealand, and there's these two kids in a cove, and their parents are chill as hell up on the mountain, just saying stand still, and those two killer whales swim by it. Now, if that was a dolphin, those killer whales would have toyed with it. If it was a great white, it would have put it into catatonic shock and flipped it over. If it was a seal on an ice block, it would have swam and knocked it over. But it was human, so it swam by. Now, I think Dogman is similar to orca, the wolves of the sea, right? They know that killing a human doesn't do them any good.
It brings more humans.
Now, right. So now you either have to, if you show yourself to a human, now you have to watch that human. At a minimum, you have to watch them to see what they're going to do. If you want to stay in your area. If you kill that human, now your area is shot, because it's going to implode with humans. You know, there's so many different aspects to it. I think they know that they can't just whack us willy-nilly, you know, and not that they can't, but I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze.
Grasshopper said something interesting. He said, searching for Dogman symbolically means you're trying to confront your own demons inside.
It could be. I could dig it. Like, again, I don't know shit about shit, so I'm not going to sit here and, like, you know, I only know what I know, and that only goes so far. Now, everybody's insight and info should, if people are working together, everybody's insight and should spark something in the next person, and that should take it to the next level or open another puzzle to the piece, and then that should that should be something that people work together on. You know what I mean? And then that should move forward, and then that should unlock the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. I mean, that's just my opinion. But
No, ideally, yeah, that's the way it should work. But for some reason, it doesn't.
Right.
what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Forget about it.
I love it when you do that.
I just look at that chat real quick. I miss everything.
I don't even know what I did.
Forget about it.
When you said that, I heard Mr. Lee say, "You missed everything."
Yep, that's why I said it twice. Then everything goes back to like
Yeah.
Paranormal Portal 5 years ago.
Oh, that's interesting, Catherine. I didn't know that. Scott Carpenter's son has recently become active on his channel.
It seems like that's the case, right? Same thing happened with Paul Freeman. I forget his son's name, Scott, maybe, right? His son took over. Oh, Michael Freeman. Michael Freeman is the son, I believe. Paul Freeman was the father. Paul Freeman was the father. His, oh, there he goes. You know? Yeah, there he goes. And then, so Michael Freeman took over. And sounds like this case somebody's taken over. Trying to think of where else I've seen it happen, but it's quite a few occasions. Oh, I believe it's the Lutz. They were
Familiar.
Benny and Barney Hill. That's what it was, not the Lutz. I'm thinking I went to Amityville for a second, but Benny and Barney Hill.
I knew that was Amityville, so I was waiting to see what you were saying.
I just had a conversation. I've been going back and forth with people about trying to go to Amityville, and I'm trying to tell them there's a lot of channels we have to go through, and they need to slow their roll. And if they go there, they're going to get arrested because
I've been there.
Yeah,
I was outside the house. I was probably not even a block away, and I got stopped. Well, not stopped. I got approached by the security in the
Amityville PD.
Yeah. I remember that. The guy was cool though. He was cool. He said you'd be surprised at how many people they have to chase away from there. It gets ridiculous, you know. No, he was cool. We got to hang out for a few minutes, and he wasn't like, "Yeah, to get the fuck out of here."
Most people are disrespectful, or they run away, or they shit on their profession, or this is a private street, or blah blah blah, right? As long as you're respectful.
Michael Freeman and Wes Germer will both be at Squatch Fest tomorrow and Saturday.
Oh wow!
I don't know where Squatch
Fest
is.
Yeah, that was my next question. Where is Squatch? God, I can't even talk.
Scotch.
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 I don't think that would help.
Who else did? Somebody, I think a channel got handed down from mother their daughter. I forget what it was.
Oh, you got them?
Yeah.
No, they were up the stairs?
Yeah.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Mr. Lee took his dog to the groomers. She loved it.
13-year-old
pug for the first time.
Oh, I used to dog groom in high school. I did it all 4 years of high school.
I had to get my dog some Dosiquin or whatever it's called for the hips, and it's such a pain. The pills are like this big.
Horse pills.
Bigger, yeah. They're like these big wafers, and they're so hard, and I don't know.
You just get a mortise and pistol, and you just grind the shit out of them and put the powder in their dog food.
Yeah, he's weird, man. I the first one, two of them, I think, right right in the cream cheese. Here you go. I'll give you a cream cheese treat. Blup, 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 gone. Second one,
He fell
Spits it
for
out.
He fell
no
for
matter what. Yeah, no matter what I put it in,
for it again.
no matter what I put it in, he found a way to make it spit out.
I know, because I had a Shih Tzu, but my dog Benny was the same way. I remember one time I think it was just a flea pill. It was from the vet, and he spit it out so many times I wasn't even sure if he got enough of it before it was gone. I mean, I spent an hour just sitting there with him trying to trick him into everything. I mean, he was the banana ninja. I could peel the back of a banana and he'd be right there. But when I tried to put that thing inside the banana, wouldn't touch it. It wouldn't go nowhere near it.
With Lucy, I had to give her some aspirin, some dog aspirin. And I would just take the pill and put it between two spoons and just hit the spoon to crush it. But I gave her worming medicine and she actually ate them.
I was impressed. I was like, holy shit. She ate it like it was candy, like it was a dog treat. It was just, I was like, bizarre. I spent hours with my dog trying to give him some kind of medicine.
How far are you guys from the northern part of Florida?
The Panhandle over that way?
A couple hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when
to get to say Tallahassee.
You guys aren't going to the LBL, right?
Probably not. I'd love to go, but I'm the only one that runs that marina where I work.
When is it?
Right. Well, I was just curious because I'd like to try to link up at least.
That'd be awesome.
I'm coming down in April.
Right.
April. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll figure it out when the time
hours.
comes.
It's not terrible.
If I get a free day and you're there, we'll take a ride up.
Right.
Well, we can. Yeah, we can kind of. Yeah, we'll work it out. I'll talk to you offline.
Yeah. Definitely.
Because I'm trying to work it out where I have a big window. So if the LBL takes let's just say a day driving time, a day there, a night there, and a day back, that's 3 days. There's still a week to work with. So, whatever. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Especially if it's during the week, it's even better.
Yeah, it should be actually. Yeah, we should be open.
Yeah, and I mean, I just need to know so I can, if I got to take a day, you know what I mean?
Are those boats for rental or they no, right? Somebody owns them.
Yeah, they're owned, but it's a boat club, so there's members. They pay a membership.
Okay. Yeah.
And they can take them out whenever
I remember that.
Yeah.
That's how my uncle was with his but it was different here on the island, but the private beaches had the limited slots. Say there was 20 of them or 30 of them, and it was almost not that they got excited when somebody died, but they got to move up, you know what I mean? They got to move up a little bit. So it was whoever had the first slot right there where you step down, where everybody had to walk past you. It was you were king shit, you know what I mean? And it was I'm sure this is a whole different scenario, but
this is just there's 4 locations. There's Crystal River, Tavares, where we are, where I work, Claremont, and
the Space Coast,
Cape Canaveral.
Yeah.
Oh, Cape Canaveral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to go over. I want to check out when there's going to be a launch.
Yeah.
My boss has a 52-foot boat sitting over there that just.
Shit.
He has. That.
You could probably cruise that shit right up to the side.
There's a bay, right?
There's a bay that people go to.
Come on. Yeah. See, because I lived in Altamont Springs.
Yeah, no, I know.
That's so.
Yeah.
That's where I work.
And we. Yeah. Oh, really?
That's exactly. That's where my park is.
Altamont Springs.
That shit's a bug out. So anyway, but I was only 3, 4, 5. But I remember we used to have this shitty TV, you know what I mean? It was the 80s, but so you'd watch it and it'd be 10, 9, and then finally that thing would take off. I'd be doing God knows what until it took off. until that 10-second countdown.
Yep.
But as soon as you'd be like, you know, we'd run outside and, you know, try to get to the opening and see it, you know, and that was one of the coolest things ever.
When my girls
And then especially that part where the big one drops off, you know, that big piece drops off.
the second,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, because that makes a whole shit show of like
Yeah, it's pretty.
Solid rocket boosters.
Yep. No, that's when my girls were growing up, we made a big deal about it. Same thing. I remember the first time I saw it when I started working for parks, the tree line was much lower. So you would see the horizon would glow from the rocket launch and yeah, it just, I mean, clear as day. From Mount Springs, you could see it.
Well, when we would fish in Longwood,
You have video of it.
yeah, there's a church that we would go to and fish, but whenever there was a launch, you could see.
You could sit in their parking lot and
Once it cleared the trees,
right in front, yeah,
you could see it.
right in front of you.
But I want to see it up close and personal.
I want to see it from the water. Yeah,
I think one of these launches, we're going to go to Cape Canaveral and hop on the boat and check it out.
that's gonna be awesome. Looking
I
forward
don't
to it.
necessarily want to take the boat out because it's there, you know.
It's already there. It's there. You probably don't need to.
But I think you do get a better view if you do. But I'm not up for taking a 52-foot boat out.
52-foot boat. Yeah, right? Somebody else's at that, you know.
Yeah, no, that's
a big boat.
that's
That's a lot of boat. That's a lot of boat.
Yeah, I'd love to go back to the LBL.
Me too.
You didn't spend much time there.
No, the whole time, and then the whole time I was there, I had a headache.
You guys wanna see it?
I was hurting. My head was hurting bad. From the time I got there until I left, my head hurt. I had like
you know, the LBL sounds cool because there's so many reports of activity and it's a good idea for a location. You know what I mean?
I didn't experience anything. I might have a deer walking behind the camper, the pop-up, you know, Maya saw it, but it was a deer. It was, you know, I think you went for a walk.
I saw coyotes, eagles, deer.
The eagles,
we
beautiful
saw
over the lake.
tons of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the best thing you can do is like wander off a little bit, you know?
Me and Barry Browning
Yeah, I wasn't able to.
took
at the
Maya
time, and that's
for
why
a
I wanna
walk,
go
and
back.
we went a few coves back. I mean, we just followed the shoreline, cut through the woods.
Yeah. You want to try and tap in a little bit because
I was still
It's
fairly
cool.
good with my legs and couldn't really get out, so I really want to go back. And now that I'm able to get out and about, I want to go.
the big campsite brings in a lot. You know, it brings in a lot of like attention, but at the same time, it's like you want to get outside that a little bit. You know, to experience something. So
I'm not sure where exactly they're having it, but it's probably the same.
It's
Probably the same group campground that they've done.
Right up from where
we
were at.
camped south of that, and I had probably the best sight in the whole friggin' place. When the day I was leaving, people were backed up waiting to get that spot, and it was first come first serve. So, you know, but people were like, "Are you leaving?" No, not today.
Oh, it was the best site.
It was right on the
Perfect.
water. It was
It backed up to a little ridge line, so you
there was
had
a
nothing,
natural windbreak.
nothing but
It
a
was
ridge
just
line behind
you
you.
got one day you guys got to look into Valcour Island up in the Adirondacks on Champlain. It is really cool. It's like this beautiful spot with. I mean, I've seen it with my own eyes, but you need a little boat to get there from the mainland. And, you know, not much. It's not much of a little gap, but I think you guys would think it's some of the coolest camping there is.
Yeah, that campsite at LBL was the perfect spot. Right in front of you is the lake. Behind you is the ridge. You know, I couldn't even find him when I got there. It was middle of the night. I'm driving around the campground, and I rode through it probably 3 times. I'm trying to creep because I don't want to disturb anybody camping. So I just stopped up on the upper part of the ridge and parked. Found a little spot to pull in between trees, and I just turned it off, put the windows down a little, and laid my seat back, and I slept a couple hours until I saw that it was dawn. You could tell it's going to get light soon. So I drove. I said, I got to find him. I drove around, and then as I'm coming down the ridge, I look and I see his truck tucked way down in this little spot. I'm like, fuck, how do I get down there? So here I took a shortcut and came down right into the next spot. A camp spot next to him was empty. So I just pulled in there, and it was still the sun hadn't come up yet. So I got out. When I got out, it was like fucking quiet, dead quiet. I leaned up against this truck looking at the lake. I could just make out the lake, and I just stood there I smoked a cigarette. Then I climbed back in the car and slept for another hour or so. I didn't want to wake him up. I knew if I even got close to the pop-up, the dogs were going to go off and the whole campground would have heard it. So I just went quietly back to the car and laid down. Next thing I know, he's scaring the shit out of me. What are you doing? When'd you get here?
Well, I wake up and she's not there. I'm like, what? I woke up in a panic, like,
he
wait a
did.
minute.
And I get it, but
and I looked out and there's a car there. I'm like, oh, she rented a car. I was like, okay.
I was crashed again.
Nice, Katie. Welcome.
Pretty good. Barry Browning.
What's up, Barry?
Good to
Pyro,
see
how's
you.
it going? Good to see you.
No, it's gorgeous out there. It's absolutely gorgeous. I want to go back now that I can get out and about. And fuck's sake, I was dying to get in the lake. I wanted to go for a swim.
Yeah, it's gorgeous there.
It
It's
is
pretty.
absolutely.
What's cool to see is you see the eagle fly over and there's silver carp there. So as the eagle flies over the bay, over the water, it's casting a shadow. And where that shadow hits the water, all the fish just like fucking get out of the way. They're those Chinese carp or silver carp.
Yeah, so you see this.
Yeah.
You see the
Water
Yeah.
fluster.
It wasn't like they
a
weren't
wave.
scared enough where they jumped out of the water, but
No, just on the.
it was weird.
Yeah.
It was
Just on
cool.
the top of the water. It's pretty cool. It's like a wave of. They're all freaking out at once.
So how's your stay going, Elena?
Good.
You having a good time?
Good. Yeah. Yeah. We were in Montauk for a little bit, obviously, which was nice.
It was beautiful. Oh, it was amazing. I saw the tower.
It was being she's from London. It was a toss up. I was like, should we go to the city? And like, yeah, I'm like, it's much.
White House.
Yeah, she's like, I don't want to see it. So
I'm not interested in the city.
it was a really nice. It really, financially. Well, what the hell is financially smart, right? But it was good. I love going out there. Like, I love it. I really do. But we had a great time. Yeah, a really great time.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then just kind of driving around just in general and seeing different shit. She's just enjoying it, Driving down
Loving
the
it.
Pine Barrens for miles. It's like, I'm like,
That's
why
so cool.
I'm like, why being so damn quiet?
I'm just like,
she's like, oh,
I
okay.
checked out.
I was taking everything in. I couldn't stop looking.
Well, I checked out all that on the on Google Earth recently.
Yeah.
Well, you had mentioned some island, and I looked up like
Indian
Pirate
Island.
and then I looked at the Pine Barrens.
Oh,
From Google Earth, it was pretty cool after we talked about it, like the other day or whatever.
Pirate Cove. Yeah, Pirate Cove is. If you come here, you got to see it in person. It's a really a lot of places, like a lot of these channels that use like places that don't seem real. That's one of the places they use. Like is Pirates Cove, which is pretty cool.
Well, that's how I was going out to Arizona. I've driven through Arizona before that a couple times, never really stopped. So I saw a bit of the desert, and but you can't take it all in. It's just everything is fucking wonderful, beautifully
Yeah.
wonderful out there. You know, it's
I know.
And
the skies are
changes.
huge and the mountains are gorgeous, and
You got to
I mean,
break it
everybody-
down. Yeah.
yeah. No,
You got to
I
break it
was-
down into sections. It's crazy.
thought it was gonna
Like
break
when I
my
first,
brain.
when I stumbled into a place upstate in the mountains called, it was in the Catskill Park still. It was called Cooper Lake. When I stumbled into this place, I was just breathtaking, like breathtaking.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what the Grand Canyon does.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's, yeah, I
I've
mean,
been
come
to
on.
Grand Canyon a couple times.
That's not fair.
And you know, when I went with Mogs and we did the blindfold, I don't think it got me as much as later on. Not long after that, we were walking down the park walk and looking at overlooking the canyon, and we stopped at one point. And I went to, they have like the concrete wall where you can put, you know, sit right there. So I put my bag down and I did something, and I just happened to turn to the right, and it put me look over, just there was the Grand Canyon right there. And it took my breath. I gasped. I mean, it's a reaction that you can't, it just happened. That's how, it's literally breathtaking. If you've never experienced it before, that quick, I was just, it kind of shocked me, but it's just the vastness, you know. I don't know. I can't explain it. But
Yeah, I had to film. I filmed both of them taking off the blindfolds, and Judy's jaw like hit the ground, and
she had never been there before.
First time I saw it, I blindfolded myself. Basically, I kept my head buried in my dad's back, and I got to the rail and opened my eyes, and I was just like, ugh. Took my breath away. And without breath, I said, "Holy fuck!" and I cried.
It was, you know, it was funny today. Like, I know this is a whole different story, but we went out to Brian's by, you know, Montauk Restrained Brian, and I'm like, I'm just gonna pull the e-bike out of the trunk, you know. And I'm like, you guys got to try it, you know. So I go and I give it a little rip so they see it's safe. And I'm like, here, Brian, give it a try. And he goes down the block, comes back. I mean,
Oh, bless him, his face.
He was, yeah, when he left, he was like nervous. I mean, on the way back, he looked like the Grinch. I mean, just shit-eating grin, like ear to ear. And I'm like,
he's so sweet. See how happy he was.
Yeah, he's like, that was the best thing I did all week. So I'm like, all right, let's do a taste. Let's do it like a test run, like see how this works out. So I'm like, get on the back, and sure as shit, we were able to hit max speed with her on the back. I was surprised. Wow. I was really surprised. Yeah.
I was holding onto his shirt like that.
Yeah, just barely holding on to my shirt. I mean, I don't think it's the safest thing off trail, but you know,
no, probably not.
It was fun,
Good
though.
night, Val. Have a good night.
Val,
Take care,
see
Val.
ya.
See ya.
Val, thank you for saying goodnight, because we're gonna use that as our greatest.
Yeah.
We're gonna use that as our great escape too. So
Oh, no,
it was good to catch up with you guys.
Yeah, right.
I texted Stevie before the show and said that we weren't going to be here tonight.
I was dragging myself in there to get ready for the show.
The point of the story is I was lying to myself. So here I was for an hour and 15 minutes. I'm addicted to the Mogs.
No, dude, it was funny because
I need more Monster.
Too funny.
How many fish did you catch?
Oh my god.
No fucks. I don't care. Anyway.
oh, shit.
Stevie's
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's the whole point. That's the whole point.
Somewhere.
You're making ass at it. Making ass out of yourself, so they laughed. That's good.
Come on.
Well, on that note, I'm out of here.
You're killing me, Small.
Good night, guys.
Thanks
Enjoy
for having
yourself.
us.
Good for you guys.
Thanks for putting up with our shit.
Oh no, thank you.
Come on.
Wow.
Oh, got me in tears there.
Right on.
Whew.
Where are we at?
Hour and 15 minutes.
Well, you guys saw how easy that was.
Right. Click the link.
Here's the link again. It's in chat. Anybody wants to come on, hang out,
Papa want to say hello.
hit that link. See, I was having trouble following him when he was talking about Brian and exactly what was he looking for in those holes.
Yeah.
You know, if you're finding holes, that's one thing, but what are they?
Yeah. What are you gonna find?
That's why Kaiju was like, are those does he think they're subterranean Sasquatch? And I don't know that was the purpose of him.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Looking in those bunkers or whatever it was. I don't know what it was. But that's an interesting, possibility that, it's an old civilization.
True.
Well, look at every civilization builds on top of that last one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
and it all had to come from somewhere.
yeah, I don't think. I think we're the rebuilding civilization.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
There was a mass extinction or mass catastrophe or whatever, and all that shit was lost, and you get stuck with us.
Lost or buried. You could go either route.
It's like we had to start over.
Yeah.
Whenever that was, 25,000 years ago. Who knows?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
You could go back to the Great Floods. You can, even further. It's a lot.
And supposedly, the Great Floods, I had trouble falling into.
That's funny.
He just left, and there were more questions I had.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of thinking that. I'm like, that would have been a question while he was there. Because now I'm curious, but
Jane says there are civilizations beyond the Antarctic ice wall.
See, I'm hearing that too. That's
and if you're using coordinates to get to it, like Antarctica, don't invert them because you end up in fucking Miami.
You'll end up in Miami. Yeah. Right at the Bayside Mall. Just saying.
He says, I believe
that's cool, though.
Brian looks for hidden secrets in general.
That's pretty interesting.
I came to see Mike.
Turn your head.
Huh?
Just telling her, turn her head.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, anybody else, like we said, wants to pop on, come hang out.
Pyro said he was looking for the upside down. Stranger Things. The upside down.
I don't think I got to that episode.
Yeah, I don't think you watched much of it.
Like the first two seasons, probably.
But yeah, the upside down, that's what it's all based on.
I don't remember what the upside down was.
That's where it's the other world. All the creatures come from.
How did they get there?
You've really got to watch the show.
I remember just seeing that big fucking legged monster in the background.
Yeah, you got to watch the show.
Apparently. I'm still trying to get through Supernatural.
Right? Yeah.
Well, I've never watched it all. I've seen seasons of it, but I never...
I never watched it at all before.
Yeah, I turned around to Supernatural. You like it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're what, season 7?
Yeah, episode 9-ish.
Somewhere around there.
Just 8 more seasons to go.
Pop Craig.
Hey, Papa.
Good to see you.
What's going on, buddy? I hope you're well.
Indeed. Get in touch,
Yes,
please.
get in touch with her. What else were we watching?
I've been going back and forth between that and The Walking,
Walking
Dead.
Dead.
I started at the beginning. That I have paid attention to because I've seen it before. A couple times, actually.
I haven't seen them all. It's like I just don't spend that much time in front of television.
Well,
I end up binge watching. Like,
Yes.
I'll sit for a day and watch
Oh, yeah.
7 episodes and
Yes.
catch up. But I'd rather be
Throw on Netflix
fishing.
and well, that's pretty much when we can't fish or can't be out there. I haven't watched much of anything last couple nights or days. So Barry's driving right now. Be safe, Barry.
Yeah, be safe. Mogs, I'm sick as hell. Is this going to kill me?
No, it will not.
Nope.
Not at all.
No, you'll be all right. It's positive thinking. And don't get off your
Your regiment.
Yeah. Don't let that take you off.
No.
This too shall pass. At least this feeling anyway.
I believe so. Michael Haywood, you had said to Barry, yeah, Barry, don't be playing Deer Dodge again tonight. I know that was a little ways back, but I felt like I was playing Deer Dodge this morning. I was just telling Mogs right before the show, on my way to work this morning, I left on time. I was, I even stopped in at the store and, everything was going smooth. Great ride. And I get to the last maybe
3 miles.
Yeah. And everybody's cruising. We're all keeping a good pace. The speed limit's 45. Everybody's doing 50 around there. Everybody's, good distance apart. And then all of a sudden I see brake lights and everybody's backing up. There's probably 10, 12 cars. I'm behind this lineup and I'm like, what the hell? What's going on? And finally I realized what it was is there's 2 big giant bucks and a little baby deer that were, as I'm driving by, I'm passing by, I'm like, stay there.
Like, don't move.
To the baby because it was closest to the road. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I like my drive into work. I do tend to see a lot of wildlife.
It's a cool drive.
It is. The other day, what was it, Saturday, I think, I was coming home from work and I passed the state park and it's when I say pass, I have to slow down to a stop sign and turn left. The park entrance is right in front of me. So as I take that left turn and I'm just accelerating, it's a little bit of an incline. I wouldn't even call it a hill, but it's an incline. I'm, gaining speed. I look over to the right and the fence line from the state park, there's the biggest black bear that I've ever seen in my life. This bit was a big boy. And he was just, sniffing along the fence line, minding his own business. I'm like, maybe, 20 yards, 30 yards from it. It was cool. It was very cool. I took a lot of comfort in the fact that fence was there between the 2 of us.
Just the fact that you were in a car and you were moving. And
he was a big boy, though. Gosh.
And that's weird because usually Florida bears are small.
Yeah,
They're
the black bears
generally
are
small
generally. This boy
bear.
had been eating good. Seriously, he is a big boy. But at the same time, the same exact ride, I go down a little further and I take another turn. I take a right. And here I look over as I'm coming around this bend and there's a bald eagle that's fly. I thought the damn thing was going to fly in the window. It swooped in front of my truck and went back off to the tree line. I was like, oh shit. That's pretty cool. Big bald eagle. So yeah, it's a pretty cool ride. It takes me anywhere from 40 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic. But it's all, once I get away from the house, it's all open land, farm. There's a horse ranch. It's just, and then I go into from that to forest. It's all forest.
Yeah, it's a cool ride.
Yeah, it is very cool.
It's like I don't mind doing that ride.
Trust me, I don't
instead
either.
of going like.
And when we first moved here, I was going to take the highway, go out here, take the highway, and sitting in the traffic and going to, through town. And I was like, hell with that. No.
Yeah, this is all 2-lane.
Yeah, it's 2-lane, good speed.
Until you get to the
Wakai
or whatever there.
when you get
highway you jump on.
Yeah.
I forget what it is.
It's 46. I get on 46, it's a 1-lane. And even going down Markham Woods is 1 lane. It sucks if you get stuck behind somebody that wants to do way below the speed limit. It happens every once in a while. Makes you want to run somebody off the road. I'm kidding, but my goodness.
Chris says they had a buck ram their door on a truck one night. It had crazy eyes.
Yeah, there were 2 big, pretty bucks and a little baby.
Bald eagles are beautiful birds. I see them all the time out
They
here.
are. And yes, there's a tree that's right in front of the City Commerce building, which is just a couple
It's right
yards
there. It's over there.
It's- yeah, it's right over there. But they tend to perch on that tree. It a lot of times through the day you can almost look out there every day and see them. Just about.
When they
Catch
do
'em
come
flying
around,
over the
they
lake.
get chased off by the osprey.
The osprey. We watched that the other day too. Big, pretty bald eagle being chased off by an osprey. Yeah, can't complain,
Indeed, Jim.
right? Oh, absolutely.
I love those kestrels, Mr. Lee. We have lots of them. Peregrine falcons too, lots of them. DDT almost got them. Yeah, no shit. It almost decimated the eagle population too. Yeah, we were using DDT as insecticides, and the result was it was getting in the waters. It was getting in the eagles, and it made their shells when they laid eggs. Their shell walls were so thin
So fragile.
and fragile that
Yeah.
their mortality rate was outrageous. And thank God that we got a handle on that when we did. Otherwise, we might not have I'm sure a few different species.
Right.
Well, a lot of people didn't know what it did. DDT. And
Yeah.
it's,
They found out.
And it's funny because if you remember the video game Centipede, the arcade version, there was a screen at one point. You'd Centipede go back and forth, and you're trying to shoot, but there was these spots where it said DDT, and you would shoot for that. That would blow up and kill the centipede.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, there were little DDT things you had to shoot.
Yeah.
Jane, take care. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out.
Jumping off. Good night, James.
Tacey Hale, how are you?
Casey, hey. Yeah, I work in the park, and my office is, I call it a fishbowl. It's just windows all the way around. I have 3 doors. One front door sitting in front of me. I have one off to the right that it's a side door that goes to the Wakaiva Trail, and then one door behind me that goes back to the tennis courts. And, the door, I opened up one of the doors the other day to just let it kind of cool off. The heat had been on in the morning. So I opened up that side door, And not 10 minutes after I open the door, a little bird flies in, little finch flies in, and I watched it fly in, did a circle over top of me in the office, and went right back out. And a couple of hours go by. A couple of hours later, I went outside, go smoke a cigarette. I come back in, and the janitorial crew was there and had all the doors open after mopping the floors. Excuse me. That bird, I don't know if it was that bird, but another finch flew in, if it wasn't the same one. And this time I didn't see it. When I came back in, the lady was telling me that, there's a bird in here. She doesn't speak English hardly at all. So
it's a small room. You just point.
She pointed. I saw it. It's sitting behind my desk on the far back window. We have trophies set up there that are waiting to be given out from past event. There's a little finch perched on the trophy, and I was like, "Oh, no shit!" So I got up and crept over towards it, and it jumped off and jumped to the windowsill, and it kind of avoided me, but I kind of finessed my way in, and eventually he climbed up on my finger. And I was like, oh, I was surprised. So real slow, I turned to the right. I must have taken about 4 steps towards, getting around the counter so that I could get to the back door to let it out. And it kind of freaked out and flew off, and I'm shooing it back and get it back to the trophy. And this time he let me grab it. I grabbed hold of it, and I was sitting there looking at it as I'm walking it to the door. It was so damn cute.
Finch whisperer.
I get outside, and the janitor lady she's watching, and she's like, holy shit. I get outside, and I go from having it in my fist and just holding it and talking to it. I open up my hand and expected it to just go flying off, but it climbs back up on my finger, like on this part of my hand, and I'm like go
away.
I did it twice, and on the third time it just took off finally. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's cool.
It's moments like that. That's why I love working in the park.
I've done that. I found hummingbirds like that.
I remember being on the phone with you, and you were out there in the backyard with the hummingbirds coming down. You had the hose.
Were you there for that?
Yeah, I was.
Like on the phone for that?
Yes, I was.
That was the craziest thing.
I absolutely was.
I had this a feed tank. It was a water trough. It was a 100-gallon water trough that I used for like a little pond. A pond. I sank it down into the ground and had a filtration system. And it was Arizona, so we had a lot of hummingbirds. But this one day, I'm sitting there with the hose, and I'm cleaning out the filter, whatever I was doing. This hummingbird comes and it lands on the filter, facing me. And I had the water, and it's just pouring out. It wasn't a heavy spray or anything until I put my thumb in front of it. And this hummingbird, like, it was fascinated with the water. So I sprayed up a little bit, and I swear to God, the thing put its head back, opened its mouth, put its wings straight out like he was being crucified.
It was like,
and it took the water. Just I mean, it was hot.
Yeah.
But just let me spray it. It was the craziest thing until I sprayed a little too hard and got up, shook himself off, and but yeah, for a hummingbird to do that, that was crazy.
I was there for that, and that was one of the first things I noticed going to your dad's house was the feeders on the. Yeah. I remember that.
And all we did was sugar water.
Yeah, that's all it was. Yeah, that was cool. I've always loved birds. I've had birds.
Well, Blazer said hummingbirds are that because they don't know the words.
True. Yeah, hummingbirds are cool.
They found an asteroid just a week ago that is going to do a flyby on a Saturday. Oh, joy.
Lovely.
You would think they would have found it before,
Yeah. Just a few days.
Yeah. Don't they have like programs for that?
You would think, right?
No, they do. It's either NASA or one of them they have satellites and shit or whatever telescopes that see this stuff coming.
There's all kinds of ways to figure that one out.
Earth, something.
Michael Haywood says you ought to see the fangs on a hummingbird.
Who said that?
Michael Haywood.
Oh. That was really cool. Is we had when I was living in Arizona, there was a wind chime that was it was a hummingbird. Like it hung from this little clip, and that clip, or next to it, there was a wind chime with the hummingbird on it, but then there was a plant hanger or something next to it, right outside on the front porch area, and a hummingbird made a nest in that little ring.
Oh.
Yeah, and took up half the ring, but it's like this little dirt, not dirt, but it was weird. Little grass and dirt nest. It was tiny, and then to see baby hummingbirds.
Oh, that.
I mean, hummingbirds are small to begin with, but then babies were like,
yeah.
I would
That'd
go
be
up there
cool
with a
to
camera
see.
and try to see it,
That would be cool.
And for a few years, they nested in that same that same nest out in Arizona. I'm sure they have it maybe in Texas or New Mexico. They have a moth. It's called a hummingbird moth.
Yeah,
I believe
I've seen that.
And it looks just like a hummingbird.
I've seen them.
It's bizarre.
Yep. They have a thicker body on them, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And their wings are a little stumpier, if you want to call it that. It's hard to explain, but yeah, I've seen them. But they can get big too, the hummingbird moth.
Hold on.
Yeah, I haven't been following chat.
No,
I still don't
Casey,
feel
it's a good
good all the
point.
way.
What is the call good for if there's no snow?
Right. Seriously. I want to see snow. But I don't want the cold that goes with it.
No, I don't know. I love snow. Like
I know, me too.
As a kid,
I was all in it. All
and
over
the cold
place.
didn't matter.
No, that's the thing.
No, it's like fuck the cold. I don't want to deal with it.
Yep.
So what else is going on in chat? I completely agree. Hummers are amazing. Fucking Mike.
I swear.
What the fuck, Mike?
Right. You wonder why.
But that's where that came from.
I said you wonder why. You wonder why.
It's funny though.
Kelly, hey, good to see you. Emma Johnson.
Hey, Emma.
Yeah, I love the snow too. I miss it.
Ristel, how are you? I didn't say hi. I saw you though.
I didn't either. Hi, Ristel.
Oh, I saw him.
I saw him. I didn't say hi yet. Pirate says when Floridians see snow, our orange juice prices go up.
Oh yeah.
You're
Just
absolutely
threat of a freeze and
right.
boom,
Yeah.
prices go up. And it's something you don't see. Like I haven't seen a lot of. We saw one the other day when we went up to, but orange groves. When we went up to the forest, I saw.
Oh,
but,
they're out here. They have some in Apopka. They have some in Mount Dora.
yeah.
Yeah. Off of 441. They're just sporadic. Whereas I've heard some of my customers that have been here, before Disney was here, that it was nothing but orange groves.
Yeah.
And for them to see how it's transformed into now, they're not pleased. It was much more open and like everywhere, I'm sure, but this was definitely well known for orange groves.
Urban sprawl.
Orange Blossom Trail is where that whole area.
OBT.
Yeah. It was that area of Orlando. It's covered in orange groves. I actually knew a family that owned a lot of the orange groves in Orlando way back in the day. So now they're just sporadic in between, popular areas. The other direction that I could take to work, I would pass through by at least 2 orange groves. What was that?
I don't know.
That sounded outside.
You're back.
We just heard a peculiar noise. That sounded like it came from outside. Out back by the lake. We've been talking.
Could have been a cat.
Yeah, it probably was. Going after the minnows. Because it almost sounded like a bucket sound.
That's what it did. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, no, you said it. No, we've been talking about the light and the windowsill for, weeks now. And it's still, I look over as he's walking towards the window and I'm like, yeah, it's on. Again, every night around the same time. Yeah, this is
for you too. Full moon last night. Bass are going to be on the beds, and from what I hear, crappies are jumping in the boat.
Yeah.
No, because yesterday, I mean, yesterday was the full moon,
yes,
and
you got 4
crappies.
You got
and
4
a bass.
crappie and a bass. Yep, and a big bass too. Big crappie too. Some good size.
Some of the crappies, the smallest was a little over 10 inches. The largest was 12 and a half inches.
Yeah.
The bass wasn't that big. It was a 2-pounder.
It was 2-pounder, but he was a good,
16
good
and a
size
half inches.
2-pounder. Yeah.
I glued a
He was
yardstick
fat
right
and
on the wall, so I just laid it down. Oh, it's 30 inches or 2 inches or whatever, It's just,
I said he was fat and sassy.
and then we weighed it. 1.98 pounds. We haven't weighed any crappies yet, though.
No, I keep telling you, or asking you, not telling you.
Because they're not that fat. They're
not. And the ones that you've caught prior to this, it was like 1 a day, and they were small. They were
10 and a half inches.
You threw a lot of them back.
It always goes back to fishing. No, I have buckets. I mean, there's a lot of cats in this area.
Right on, Ristel. He says, nice. Bass for fun, crappie for yum. Exactly.
Yeah, I got crappie fillets in the refrigerator. 7 o'clock this morning, I'm sitting there filleting fish.
Looking forward to it.
I still want to catch more, though.
Yeah.
It's not enough. Crappies, you end up with not a big fillet, but
yeah, you can never.
The last fish fry was definitely just like scarfing. We had caught 22 crappies we filleted that one
catfish.
Day. One catfish. And yeah, we cooked it all.
Yeah, we did.
We ate it all too.
Sure did.
Not in one sitting, of course, but
no,
it was damn well close.
I think it was 2. Pretty sure. The next day. Next day or so.
Sharon's a knife check.
Yeah, it sounded like a bucket.
Yeah, I have I have like 3 buckets out there. I have a big tote bucket that I'll fill up with water and put I have a couple aerators. I got minnows out there right now in a bucket. It's convenient because I just drop a bucket in the water in the lake and fill up and
just drop it over the wall.
It's convenient. Oh no. I was going to go steelhead fishing, but the river froze. Now it's a frozen chocolate mess.
Jeez.
Yeah, there's a lot of issues around the country with frozen rivers and stuff, and it's causing flash floods because the ice. I don't know if it's because these rivers don't normally freeze or what, but A lot of ice jams and shit that are causing flash flooding. And it's weird because I didn't realize that a river could freeze until I went to Wisconsin and I saw the St. Croix and the Mississippi where they like just before the confluence, the St. Croix River frozen over.
Oh, growing up, I remember seeing parts of the Potomac River freezing. You know,
Completely all the way across.
There was one.
I've never seen.
I know there was once. It might have been more than once, but I know definitely once it was frozen over. And parts of it, not the whole river, but parts of it.
Well, right on. Cut sugar down and lost 11 pounds on my own.
Good for you. Keep it up.
Absolutely. Yeah, I got to get it. That's what I have to do is not even cutting down on the sugar, is just eliminate the sugar.
See.
That's
I had talked about it before. Years ago, I'd lost probably close to 130 pounds. And the first thing I did was took sugar out of everything I drink. And that's all I could do. I mean, I'm not going to fool myself into thinking that I'm going to ever stop eating things that I enjoy. But I cut back portions big time. And I changed my eating habits as far as what time of the day I would eat, how often I would eat. I was what you would call grazing. I would have small meals throughout the day or small snacks. And yeah, I just know myself, and I truly believe it's whatever works for you. You know, you can make it work. I made it work. It took me 2.5 years to lose all that weight, and I did it, and I kept it off. And now I fluctuate. Even now, 10 pounds, you know, the most was 12. That was most recent. And I'm like, oh, nope, stop.
No, I'm uncomfortable. James Lee, what's up?
I'm still not comfortable 100%.
It says I am trying to gain some weight. James Lee says that. I'm like, nah, I just in the past 6 months. 6 months. I put on probably 35.
Yeah.
40 pounds.
Yeah. And I was up to about 12 and rising. But I got the stomach thing a couple weeks back, and it lasted for a few weeks.
Yeah, it did.
And I really couldn't eat a whole lot. So I think I've lost a few of those, most of that. But yeah, I need to. I felt it when we were walking out in the forest. I am out of shape. I need to get out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, coming up that little incline, I was just like, oh, shit. I felt it in my legs and my ass and my back. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
I don't like that feeling.
No, I'm uncomfortable. I don't feel.
Yeah, me too. And
Nope.
that's how I feel. And this goes back to when my stomach first started messing with me. I feel bloated. I can feel the weight that I have picked up, and I'm so out of shape. I need to get to moving. See, and that's where Papa says when I quit eating any carbohydrates whatsoever, I lost 15 pounds of fluid from inflammation in a couple weeks. And that's where I completely envy you and applaud you, because that's my bread, rice,
potatoes, pasta.
Yeah.
And,
That's what I've always.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier about like with dog food.
Yeah, I know.
I got to change my dog's diet.
I've said that about dog food in general that you buy from the store. Think of it this way. It's only been in existence for the last 50 years, 60 years or so. Before that, what if you had a pet, what did you feed it? It was all natural. Dogs aren't meant to eat the crap they bag and can.
Well, I was going to say
they're not.
The
my opinion.
The natural no, you're right. It's the naturally a dog's diet is like 9% carbs, like in the wild. As far as wolves, whatever. A normal diet would be like 9% carbs.
9.
Here, it's like 60% carbs with all the kibble and shit that you give them. It's all carbohydrates.
Yeah, I mean the dry food. That's yeah. and the stuff and the byproducts that they put, the fillers that they use, they take all the scraps, and if you read the ingredients and really look into it, there's the metal bands that are around the chicken legs, that just all that gets thrown in and ground up, and I'm just saying, look into
Thanks.
it. It's not. I've said it before.
No, but it's not. It's just.
I've said it before.
It's crap that we're feeding our dogs. Even some of the dog foods. Oh, natural. Blah 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 blah. And it's still crap.
You even have to watch that, because a lot of it is.
I mean, it's a hassle. I started making my own food for Lucy. It can be a pain in the ass, but it's worth it.
It is.
It
is worth it. They're your children, our pets.
Mid-South, how you doing? He says, okay, bad sinus infection. It was 20 degrees yesterday and today. Yeah, sinus infections are not good.
No, not at all. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, get well, man. They're doing the same thing with carbohydrates to us. Yeah.
Yes, you're right. Richie Evans.
What's going on, Rich? Green beans, carrots, or turkey or chicken for dinner. Better than dog food. That's what I was doing. For Lucy, I started just
sweet potato and
pumpkin, chicken, carrots. What else did I put in there? Some chicken broth.
Yeah.
I mean, I could eat it. It was.
Yeah. Right. No, seriously.
It's human. It was human grade food.
Yeah.
Because
for sure.
Shit they're feeding the dogs, or that we feed to dogs. Yeah. Modern dog food worries me. Good. You're right. Let's make the world better, you and me. It's got to start somewhere.
No, I'm not I, Richie says.
I'm just debating on whether or not I believe him.
I don't know that I do.
I don't know.
Yeah, I believe him because
he said so.
Right?
No, I believe him. He just had to bust his balls.
Still crazy, Chris. I was thinking the same thing. We are the world. When Richie said that.
That's what that was from.
I know.
Yeah. Still crazy, Chris. All together now.
I know. That's
without
what
Michael Jackson.
Mr. Lee said, Richie, don't lie.
Minnie has been on a carnivore diet, just animal products. What an amazing transformation.
Raw or cooked?
Good question. I did.
He has.
With like beef, I'll get
chopped meat.
Beef neck bones and give them to the dog. And I give it to a raw.
Hearts, kidneys.
Yeah, internal organs. One thing I haven't done yet is chicken feet, because I heard that's pretty good.
Butcher said that's what he feeds his dogs.
And
for snacks.
Like everybody
treats.
has them down here.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's for voodoo or for their cooking with it. I don't know, but
yeah. but you can buy them by the bag for sure.
But yeah, I'm just, she's.
A lot of neck bones.
I gotta give her a bath because she's scratching a lot lately, and believe it or not, in the 10 years I've had her, she's never had fleas.
Oh, as long as I've known her, she hasn't.
So
Neither
I don't
one of
know
your
what's getting into why she's scratching, because you can't physically see fleas.
I've looked. He's looked.
So I don't know if
I've
she's
brushed her
scratching or
out.
she's just,
There's something
it could
going
be a
on.
skin condition. I don't know, but she's gonna get a
good scrub.
flea bath tomorrow. Papa says cooked.
Cooked, okay.
Yeah, all the chicken that I gave Lucy, I cooked. I'd boil it or I'd bake it. Hell, I bought a food processor just to make the dog food.
Yep, sure did.
So once I get rid of this, because now like Maya's getting picky. She doesn't want to eat the canned. It's like, well, this is what you've been eating all your life, dog.
Right, and I even asked him that today. I'm like, is that what she's had? And sure enough, she's turning her nose up to it now. So makes you wonder.
And then we switched to a different food, and at first she was eating it. Now
she likes it. 1 minute
she did eat tonight. She ate it all, but
1 minute she likes it, the next she's turning her nose at it. It's kind of odd, but all the more reason to go natural with her.
Allergies to fleas. My dog's had same problem.
Yeah, she's never, as long as I've known her, she's never had any skin issues or issues at all.
But she's scratching a lot. So
she is. I brushed her out real good yesterday, and so that she has a hot spot on her tail, but it's not raw. It's not, it's just where you can tell she's been
gnawing at it.
So the hair is a little thinner there, but
I have the spray, and I treated her again tonight.
Right.
To help with the hot spot.
I was able to really look at her skin, and you just don't see anything.
Chris says, I'm high on life, my friends. Nothing artificial here.
It's not that she's, she doesn't show any signs of having any skin issue or any fleas or anything. So I am not sure. But she'll get a good scrub down tomorrow. We probably would have done it tonight, but we're here. No, because literally an hour before the show, Moog's on the floor with her, and he's treating her tail, and the one little spot that we did find. But yeah, she probably would have been in the bath.
She just didn't like it because I sprayed so much.
I said, "Oh, it's cold."
But you have to get to the skin. You're spraying. I'm like spreading apart the skin and spray, but then I'm massaging it in so it gets to the skin and It's not just on the fur.
Exactly. And then paying close attention that
and
when she walks off, she's not licking it off.
I mean, it's all natural. It
is, but you want it to work and be effective, and that won't happen if she licks it away.
Nope. Anyway.
And she's so funny because she just holds her head down like she did something wrong. Like, why y'all picking on me? I come home from work and the trash was knocked over, and I look, and usually she'll greet me at the door, and this time she's over on the couch and she's just looking at me. I went over and loved on her, and I walked off, and I realized the trash was knocked over, and I look back, and she jumps off the couch and she goes over in the corner by the TV and just sits there like, and I think I wrote you and said she's just looking guilty,
Feisty Kitty says, I think too much meat protein can give some dogs skin problems like hot spots.
Yeah, but I don't think she's getting too much protein. I don't. Not at all. I don't see where her diet has changed, other than maybe I've been going with the better, quality of food. Just one step up, let's say.
You've been going with it?
Yeah, the last couple of times I bought it.
I told you to buy it.
I'm just, come on. Just because I picked it up is all. That's all I meant. Oh, you got to read into shit.
That's not reading into it.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I think I went with a Purina one. Usually it was Retriever that they've been eating forever. And Purina one was good at first, and now it's like she's just finicky. I think she's fed up with the beef. Because that's the one she won't eat.
That's
like
the one
the
she
retriever,
started
she
on
stopped eating it. She
Yeah.
won't even eat it. I got cans of it.
She won't touch it.
Papa C, ginger and wasabi with 18 raw fish and pork ramen soup for lunch today. You're not supposed to wash your dog's fur, but like 2 months
At a
at a
time.
time.
Yeah, because if you overwash
No, she's
them,
due.
She is due, but if she's right, Chris is right. If you do overwash them, it could cause dry skin and
Yeah,
itchy
no.
and but yeah, she's right. Only a couple months, but unless like with my shepherd, she was always out in the mud or getting dirty, and she got more frequent baths, but.
Don't worry about animal protein. A whole lot of false accusations have been made about it. Vegan from hell. For health, at Tractor Supply. See, I bought all my dog food at Tractor Supply. I didn't go with For Health, but that's where I would buy it when I was in Arizona. And there's a Tractor Supply right down the road, so
Right.
I'll look into that one. I would really like to get away from all the carbs.
Yeah. I get it.
I mean, I did when I was making the food, the dog food. I would put the sweet potato in and some rice, and that they're both carbs, so it's kind of probably should be one or the other.
Mr. Lee said, Pop Craig, it's medicine time.
Yeah, just about. Oh wow, 2 hours already.
Right?
For health. I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah.
Karen says my little dog was allergic to flea bites. Made the mistake of taking her to her brother-in-law's. Their dogs had fleas. I didn't know until too late.
Wait, I was not happy.
You know what the thing is around here is there's so many damn cats.
Yes.
Feral. I mean, people feed them, and there's kittens having kittens, literally.
Yeah.
Like they should collect them all, fix them, and re-release them. Just let them live their lives, but don't let them reproduce. I know it sounds crazy, but I could go around and pick up over a dozen cats right now.
Oh God, yeah. I have to check and make sure they're not like camped out under my truck in the morning. I mean, they get to the point where they don't move. I'm coming.
Oh
home.
no, coming today
I'm coming
move.
home and they're starting out in the road and they'll stop midway. It's like, get the way.
I had 2 cats. I pulled into the park, and there's 2 cats walking away from me in the middle of the road, and they would not get out of the way.
No.
They wouldn't. They just looked at me like, you can wait, sport.
You're gonna have to wait. That's every time
I'm like looking,
work,
making sure I'm not. I saw one walk off this way. I'm like trying to look over the hood to see that I'm not running over the damn
That's
thing.
every time I come home from work, and when I leave in the morning, it's dark. I can't look for them. They better get out of the way because it's dark. I'm not. But coming home, they're in the road because they tend to hover down the street from us, and when I come up,
Yeah, and all these cats use my yard and every other little spot
their
they can
litter
find
box.
as their litter box.
Yeah, I'm constantly going out there and getting rid of it.
And dogs are notorious for eating cat shit, by the way.
Yes, they are. It's disgusting.
It's like a little treat. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't. I was always a cat person, but this is just like.
It's a bit much.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like an infestation of cats.
Right. And both our neighbors on each side feed them. They think they're theirs. They're outdoor cats.
But
so
they're playing them.
They're playing them. So the one
the cats are like, come on, we'll go over here and
one
eat. And we'll
neighbor's
go over
home,
there.
they eat there, and then they hear the other one pull in, so then they're all over there, and he feeds them, and we're caught in the middle.
I go out and I got freaking cats on top of my shed.
I have paw prints on my windshield almost every morning. Every morning.
I was going to start tying Lucy up. I mean, damn. Maya up at night. Chris is like, feed him to your pet gator.
It's funny you say that because the cats will walk the wall and they're looking down like, haha, they just stroll down the wall right there alongside the.
Well, once that boat's out of the way, I'm going to set up an air horn. So every time that they walk past the window, I'm going to hit that air horn. Another cat launches into the water.
Into the water. That's too funny.
I wouldn't do that.
I know.
That'd be a catastrophe.
Karen says, my cats are indoor only. Yes, Sadie thinks they are crunchy Tootsie Rolls. I clean the box daily to keep her from eating it. So gross. Yeah, it is gross.
Well, cat food.
And you're right. It's like Tootsie Rolls.
Cat food is a lot richer than dog food. So, and like it's too
So
rich
that's
for
what
dog
attracts
food. So
the dogs to want to eat it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm done talking about my dog's diet.
Yeah.
It's turds and all.
I know. And on that note,
I want to thank.
make everybody want to go out and get a Tootsie Roll. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Good night, everybody.
On that note, I want to thank Mike and Elena for coming and hanging out. Elena.
Elena.
Papa Craig, hang in there, buddy.
Get in touch.
Get in touch with
Please.
Stevie.
Love to talk to you.
Yeah. Judy, you hang in there too. All of you, hang on, would you?
Yeah.
Okay, hang in there.
Right? Have a good weekend. Be safe.
Yeah, we'll be back on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Forgot it's Thursday.
It is.
Have a great weekend. If you guys enjoyed this tonight, please hit that like button below. Comment. If you're new, subscribe. That'd be awesome.
Right.
And we will see you, like I said, Tuesday. You guys take care of yourselves. Take care of one another.
Yes.
Love you guys. And peace and God bless.